So previously, I've talked about my sexual abuse, and I've showed all the documentation regarding my sexual abuse. I've talked about requesting information and records from different institutions about my sexual abuse, from doctors, court documents, everywhere I could basically go on my own to obtain all the information I could on my sexual abuse and where my adoptive pedophile psychopathic father had abused other people. Just a quick recap. The malpractice suit that settled out of court publicly. Other testimony from another doctor that he was deliberately giving me drugs and doping me up. That's how he molested me, deliberately giving me drugs and doping me up. And a certified copy here. We have a testimony from my adoptive mom. Let's see. I have said that I don't want Elwood to sleep with his son, which is what he had started to do. I mean, I was getting molested this young. Look at the expression on my face. That's me with the pedophile. Went over that briefly. The death of the murder of our housekeeper that he murdered, that he had drugged up on her drugs. I covered that in all the other videos. So basically, armed with all that information, I wanted his license because I knew that he was molesting other kids. In other documents I found other cases that ended up in court where other kids were involved in stuff. So I wanted his license yanked so he couldn't molest other kids. And so what I did was I sent a registered letter to the state of Washington. And you can see where it was a registered letter, because I know that they wouldn't get the letter if I didn't send it registered. Somehow they wouldn't get the letter, because he worked for the state of Washington. He worked for the courts for the state of Washington as a child psychiatrist, pedophile, fuck. But anyways, in this it says, "Thank you for your recent letter which you express concerns regarding Elwood L. Jones, M.D. This is, anyways, the case will be investigated to determine if a violation of the Uniform Disciplinary Act, Chapter 18.30 RCW, unprofessional conduct has occurred. If you have any additional pertaining to this, forward us with a copy. Please understand that you may not hear from us during this investigation." Okay. They never, ever fucking once. And I have all the fucking documents. I have all the legal documents. I still have all the legal documents. And the Court of Washington never, ever asked me. The people that are in charge of the doctor's licenses never, ever sent an interviewer to talk to me in person ever once. About what I knew about him and how he doped me up on drugs and all that stuff. They never sent one fucking person ever to talk to me fucking personally about what he did to me, molesting me since I was fucking 5 years old, since I was a little kid, and doping me up on drugs and molesting me all the fucking time. They never once, ever fucking sent somebody to interview me to hear my fucking opinion on it. I guess we've went over this. This is where he's been sued. This is a copy from the paper, from the newspaper Microfiche. And this is where he actually settled in court rather than out of court, because he was a pedophile. In a lot of cases he had to settle out of court, I'm sure, you know, because he didn't want him to stack up. And this is where he settled in court, so it ended up in the paper. So this guy basically was doped up by my adoptive father, just like me. So anyways, I have all this information, and the state doesn't even send an investigator to talk to me at all. Now at that point, my adoptive mom had been deceased, and well, actually she had cancer, and I really didn't want to drag her into all of this, so I was just pursuing this on my own, and I was trying to protect other people from the pedophile. So this is what I disclosed in my letter that I sent to the state of Washington. I am requesting your legal services. I need your help to remove the license of Dr. Jones because he sexually molested me. He gave me alcohol, Valium, Percodan, Demerol, Quaalude 714s and 714s, 712s, and other addictive tranquilizers and narcotics since age 3, which is true. He sexually molested me, other people, and gave them addictive narcotics as well. For the murder of Mrs. Birkeland, who was his patient that he had sexual relations with, who drowned off his houseboat on 1214 East Hamlin, houseboat number 9. You can look this up. While under the influence of his drugs, prescribed by Elwood L. Jones, M.D. For allowing and participating in the physical abuse and emotional abuse inflicted on me and my adoptive mother, Vilma Jean Jones. Physically and emotionally abusing my adoptive mother, infecting me with hepatitis C, he was an alcoholic and drug addict who had overdosed, denying me of all forms of abuse that he had inflicted on me when I confronted him many times, denying me of most forms of medical treatment for abuse that he inflicted on me, not complying with a divorce agreement in regards to my education, a lot more other reasons that involve innocent people that were abused him. This is what I sent to the state of Washington. You have to watch all my videos preceding this for this to blow your mind. But basically, that's, and they never ever fucking once talked to me personally or wanted to look at my legal records or anything like that. They said, the Medical Quality Assurance Commission has completed its investigation regarding the concerns about Elwood L. Jones. And careful consideration of records and information obtained during the investigation, which it was not. It was determined that disciplinary action is not necessary at this time. In order to take actions against the license of a healthcare provider in the state of Washington, the commission must prove that there are violations of rules and regulations regarding the profession. In the commission, see, this is what blows me away. They wouldn't fucking pull his license after everything I've talked about in the earlier videos. This is a real legal document. A 14-year-old abused by him. This kid committed suicide after seeing my pedophile father. Legal document. They didn't see me because they didn't want to see these. Physical injuries. These are legal documents that I got. Nobody ever fucking interviewed me from the state of Washington about my fucking abuse. You fuckers. Fuck you. Corrupt motherfuckers. Fuck you. See, that's why I don't fucking believe the government. I have no fucking faith in all those motherfuckers or the legal system at all that they'll let a pedophile continue to be a fucking pedophile when there's fucking evidence. 75,000 malpractice suit. That fucking winded up in the paper of him over-prescribing drugs. The other fucking legal document of my mom being questioned about me being doped up on drugs. And another doctor saying that I didn't need drugs. He was deliberately doping me up and not to bring me back there if she was going to try to have him put me on drugs for my father. Our person that went catatonic. Mrs. Birkeland's death. Murder. Harborview refusing to give me medical information about my stay there. Refusing to give me medical information about my fucking sexual abuse that occurred that they knew about. So there's nothing wrong. They say here that after careful consideration in an investigation, did you see what I just showed you? After all of that, they don't need to take his license. And they didn't get my testimony. And everything I just showed you is real. So that's when you lose faith in the entire fucking system. And I have. So fuck the system. You never gave me justice or Mrs. Birkeland, the patient that he was sleeping with that he murdered. This is a legal document saying, please don't sleep with Bradley, don't sleep with me. Please don't sleep with Bradley. This is what my mom was saying to the pedophile. These are legal documents. This isn't mine or yours imagination. But state of Washington says, after careful consideration and information in the investigation, it was determined that disciplinary action was not needed. All that stuff, I mean, they didn't do no fucking investigation that was thorough to take his license. But the good thing about all of this, you know, since I'm getting to the last of all this, is after I confronted him and all that, and they confronted him and everything, within 6 months, he got cancer and he died. And see, I didn't, my friends that knew him and knew about me and him and knew him directly would kill him for free. They fucking wanted to kill him so bad. But I was waiting my whole life for the apology from that pedophile, that motherfucker. I was waiting my whole life for that. And he calls me from the hospital bed 6 months after I confronted him, full of tumors. And I think I'm going to get my final apology, and he never ever apologizes to me. And if I would have known that he'd never apologize to him, I would have fucking killed him a long time ago.